Weekend Insights, looking out to the next several days. We're going to look all the way through next week and beyond, frankly, in terms of snow chance, precipitation chance coming up in this video. Hi, meteorologist Matt Noyes, 1 degree outside, Weather Network. The wind easing until we get to about Sunday afternoon. Then it picks up a little bit again. Mountain snow showers coming into play. We'll look at how much is going to fall. It does become more seasonable. We'll take a look at the temperatures here through the weekend. And again, the precipitation chance is increasing as we get through next week to next weekend and beyond. We'll look at the 14-day precipitation chance coming up here in just a moment. Let me get out of the way and say thank you so much. So many of you giving back. We really appreciate our Patreon members. Every one of you is listed right here. Thank you. No matter what level you are a member at, we appreciate you. Some of you have joined Fuel the Forecast, just a way to give back a couple of bucks a month to say thanks for all the freebies, and that's very nice of you to do. Inside Track opens the door to podcasts, pre-storm live streams, 1 degree outside enthusiasts, 30 daily updating snow sports maps. And on Thursdays and Sundays, Danielle and I pen a snow sports discussion for you and put it out there. And 1 degree outside champions, our highest level of support. Thank you so much to Gate City Reflexology in Nashua, New Hampshire. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Berry Farm on our homepage, 1degreeoutside.com, be sure you do that. They've got some great country gourmet foods that they're offering. Again, the link is right on our homepage. All right, let's get into it. We've got a trough, a dip in the jet stream that's out across the eastern United States. What else is new? We've been doing this for weeks. It keeps the storm track down to the south. It keeps the cold air coming, but it's cold and dry air. As we get into the day tomorrow, you do get a northern stream disturbance dropping down across the Rockies. So we'll get into some snow tonight into Saturday in the Denver area that may cause a couple of flight delays Saturday morning. You also have rain that'll be coming in Saturday, late day, evening, night, and into Sunday across California. There may be some thunderstorms with that for that matter as well. So that'll cause some travel delays out that way to the West Coast. And here's the rain blossoming. That's right, rain, not snow this time at the Gulf Coast, blossoming out of Houston and making its way farther to the east through the Gulf Coast as we get into Monday. Notice what's coming our way. Pretty decent northern stream disturbance. Actually has some moisture with it. This is most applicable to northern New England. We're going to look at that here in just a second. Let's start out with how things are breaking down for the weekend. I can tell you that your Saturday is pretty good overall. You've got sunshine in the morning. You've got some clouds that build a little bit during the midday into the afternoon, and you might get a flurry in the mountains. The vast majority of us during the day on Saturday are going to stay dry. Sunday's a little bit different. Couple things going on. This isn't really ocean effect snow. It may have some ocean enhancement on a west-southwest wind, but there's a disturbance coming through that gets at least some snow showers along and near the south coast. Far southern New England gets into this. I don't know that you even get anything more than just this little spotty sugar coating, and that should be about it. You've also got a cold front coming in, though. That's going to allow for snow to develop across some of northern and western New England, especially the mountains, in the pre-dawn Sunday. And actually, as you go through Sunday, the snow showers continue in a lot of northern and western New England. I think the farther south you come, as the cold front comes by, there is the chance of a passing rain or snow shower on Sunday as it makes its way through. Shouldn't really be all that impactful. It's the mountains that pick up some of the light accumulation, which we'll look at here in just a second. And Monday's fairly quiet. Tuesday, there comes that next system that we looked at, right? And again, most of this is going to impact northern New England. Snow showers on Tuesday with some heavier squalls. But when you get to southern New England, again, there could be a rain or a snow shower that comes in later in the day. And actually, a follow-up disturbance is possible Wednesday. We're going to look at that coming up in just a moment. All right, in terms of the snowfall, we go through Saturday and we say, there's not a lot in there right now. You might get a little enhancement in some of the greens with a westerly wind, but that's about it. But you start to add in, let's say, pre-dawn Sunday through Sunday morning at 9:30. Okay, now we've got a little bit more of a coating that shows up, some enhancement when you get around J-Peak. And if we go even farther out and you go through the day on Sunday, well, now you've got a couple fresh inches that fall on Sunday across the great north woods of New Hampshire, across portions of the northeast kingdom of Vermont, across some of the northwest and west-facing slopes of the White Mountains as well, and a larger area that gets into a coating. Notice we really didn't paint anything near the south coast. Again, probably just a sugar coating out of whatever snow showers develop. Okay, we're going to get into next week here in a second. Just a reminder, if you want to track the radar over the course of the weekend, grab our app. It's free to do it. It's Noyce's 1 degree outside weather on the App Store and Google Play. As for next week, watch what's going to happen to the jet stream. At first, it's not a lot. At first, as we get, let's say, to midweek on Wednesday, I told you there could be a follow-up disturbance, so let me stop things there. You're still very much into the northerly branch of the jet stream, so you're bringing in an energetic disturbance. But what's interesting is you're starting at least to get a little closer to trying to merge with the southern stream. It's not a full-on phasing at all, but if you could grab a little bit of moisture out of the southern stream, you would get some accumulating snow during the course of the day on Wednesday into parts of New England. Either way, As we get into next weekend, what's so interesting is the way the jet stream reconfigures to the point that you start bringing a deep southwesterly flow through a lot of the eastern third of the United States. This opens the door to warmth and moisture coming out of the south, so much so that about half the available solutions for next weekend actually show rain, not snow, for southern New England. I wouldn't go too far out on that limb just yet, because cold tends to have a lot of staying power, especially when you've got some snowpack on the ground this time of the year. So we'll see. But either way, it is clearly a statement and a testament that we are going to be changing the pattern to open the door a little bit more to warmth and moisture. And I'm going to show you the 14-day precipitation graph here in just a second in terms of precipitation chances, okay? For the weekend, it looks like on our Saturday, we've got sunshine in the morning and then partly cloudy in the afternoon. It's in the 20s. The wind is fairly light. There's not a lot of wind chill. You feel a breeze. It won't be bad. It feels like winter, though. Saturday night, we're down to the teens. What's interesting on Sunday is the temperature finally starts to rise. You're up to 35 to 40. Remember, we talked about the snow showers in the mountains of northern and western New England, but the breeze picks up. The gusts may go 25 to 30 miles per hour by Sunday afternoon coming out of the southwest, which is a warm wind direction, but when the wind's blowing and it's in the 30s, it feels like the 20s. So you've still got a wind chill that makes it feel awfully chilly or cool anyway over the course of the day Sunday. Sunday night down to the teens, because remember, that's a cold front that comes through. So it reinforces the chill to the point that we lose a few degrees. Monday, it's seasonal, but you lose a few degrees. It's fairly quiet. Tuesday, the snow showers and squalls in the mountains, the chance of a snow or rain shower later in the day in southern New England as the next cold front comes through. And then we get into that next chance of precipitation coming in on Wednesday. Again, it's all about whether it can scoop up just enough of that southern moisture. Right now, you get a 45% chance of precipitation on Wednesday, and that would likely be in the form of snow if it's going to happen. You get a break Thursday, Friday of next week where you're not really watching much right now, but this is next weekend. Now, remember, I said we'll see what happens on temperature, right? But what I think is more important is that you keep the chance of precipitation high all the way into next week. That does not mean it's going to do something every day, but it does mean there are enough disturbances close to New England that it elevates the precipitation chance on every one of those days. And that clearly means you're getting into a more active pattern beginning next weekend and into next week. Just a reminder, if you want some of our merch, you can do that, swag.onedegreeoutside.com. We hope you have an awesome weekend, as we always do. We will have a weekend update for you on Saturday morning at onedegreeoutside.com and atop our Noises 1 Degree Outside weather app.